Mr. President, that distinguished Senator Babangida was part of the previous administration. I want to add additional prayers to find out, the committee should find out whether Senator Akpabio was also part of the administration when the loan was collected and signed. I so move.
We now come back to Senator Ndume. Senator Ndume, you said additional prayer should be to find out whether Senator Akpabio was there when the loan was taken. But you know I wasn't there when the loan was taken. But you approved the loan. You approved the loan in the Senate. You were there. You approved the loan in the Senate. You were there. But you did not go back to check how the loan was utilized. We are now trying to do your job for you. Senator Ndume, after you approved the loan to be taken from China and the moribund or whatever, the tracks and facilities were brought into Nigeria as against the ones that the Chinese took to Mombasa, which is still working, and we started having these problems. So we became a dumping ground. You were there. You never set up a committee like we are doing to find out why the one in Mombasa is working and the one in Nigeria is not working. And we are now trying to do your job. And now you are trying to accuse the Senate President of being there. I never traveled to China in my life, so I don't know. Oh, okay, I've been to China before. So, Deputy Senate President, please bail me out. Are you going to second the motion by... if you are not seconding, say so that we can rule.
You see,
is anybody that wants to second the motion?
Let's not take this in, lightly.
We are not taking it lightly, but he has moved a motion.
That has about developed without a good rail system. And yes. We cannot be an exception.
I know.
We have spent billions and billions of naira to invest in the rail system. So we must investigate very well what is happening.
You are angry that Senator Ndume tried to personalize it by mentioning the Senate President, right? So, okay. So in the absence of anybody seconding Ndume's motion, you are hereby ruled out of order. Yes? Distinguished colleagues, let me say that the outcome of the investigation will really determine the next focus of the Senate and also what we convey to the executive by way of final resolution of this matter. But I thank all, and I thank particularly Senator Ide Dafinone. This has been a very worrisome situation. There is no country that operates without a good rail system. And this will also, if we get it right, it will save our roads. And it will make it easy for goods and services to move through our ports and through the rail to their destinations. So I don't need to say more than that, but I thank the distinguished colleagues for this decision. So we will now set up the ad hoc committee. DSP. The distinguished Senator Shumole. Distinguished Senator Shumole. Distinguished Senator Shumole and distinguished Senator Ojus Okalo. Please, yes, approach the chair. And it is something that we have to take very, very, very seriously. So accordingly, the Senate has composed an ad hoc committee to investigate the persistent derailment of our rail lines and then also undertake a full-scale investigation into the loans that were taken for these rail facilities, the implementation, the uses, and the reason why we're having all the teething problems, why other countries are enjoying their rail services. They will, at the same time, also possess solution to Nigeria's rail situation. With 140-something or 50-something million people, Nigeria cannot afford to put all the weight on the roads. The road infrastructure we are currently doing will not survive. So it's important to move most of our goods and services through the rails. But the consistent derailment, the nature of implementation, today is either the track is failing or the rail is falling or whatever is happening. So we have never had 1 year of uninterrupted service since we took the trillions of loans from China. We need to look at how the loans were utilized and the implementation. And I think this is a service we owe to our country. So the hardcore committee will draw up terms of reference. The leadership will also give them additional terms of reference. But you will please go all the way and come back with a report that even the executive will be proud of to implement. I thank you. So the members will be, because of the peculiarity of it, we decided to ensure that somebody who has the interests of workers should be the chairman, because Nigerian people must feel the impact. So distinguished Senator Adams Oshumole, you will chair the ad hoc committee. Other members will be distinguished Senator Babangida. At least he has a lot of knowledge, having been a permanent secretary in Ministry of Works and Housing. Then we include very distinguished Senator Abaribe, landlord of the Senate, and a very committed Nigerian, and a man of incorruptibility. A man that says it the way it is. So I know you care for this country. Senator Baribe, you can win election in any party. That's why we are not worried about you. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Transportation, distinguished Senator Alero, will also be there. And then, of course, distinguished Senator Oshilogu. Of course, if we don't move things by rail, we'll move it to marine services. So we think you should also be there, because it will help you to decongest the ports if the rail lines are working. Distinguished Senator Ositango, you have a lot of knowledge, and you were the only PDP senator that survived in 2023 in the whole of the 5 states of Southeast. But now I don't know, you are still the minority whip, so I wouldn't know whether you have decided to enter the APC. But I recognize you where you are seated for now. I'm still looking at you until you finally disclose to the Senate where you actually belong. I have an idea. I don't want to disclose, but let him use his mouth to disclose. And you know, the day he does that, we'll lead him from there. So, distinguished Senator Ojus Okalo, an elder statesman. And I know regime after regime, you are right from 1999. So you will know when the loan was conceived, how it was executed, and everything. Please assist the committee with your reservoir of information. But where you think there is conflict, if any of your companies undertook any job there, please just step aside to avoid conflict of interest. Then distinguished Senator Yayi Olamileko, from the financial standpoint, we believe you should also be there. Distinguished Senator Dan Kwambo, from the financial standpoint, in case this thing actually happened when you were accountant general before you became governor, So we want you to tell us where the money went to. So please agree to serve in this committee. And then, of course, one of our ladies, the distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, she's an engineer, so she should be able to have knowledge of quality engineering, and she's also representing the North Central in this committee. Then distinguished Senator Sahabi Yao, you're a member of this committee because you were there. You were the first chairman of, I think, transport. Was it? Huh? No, use your mic because I would like to.
They are quite all right, and I knew exactly what we did to improve upon what has happened in Abuja Kaduna rail line, and I believe this information could be of valuable importance.
Then you were chairman of
land transport. That was in the 9th Senate. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anyway, the distinguished Senator Sahabi Yao, you came highly recommended as a result of your wide experience. And we believe that going forward, the solution that you have, at least part of the solution to resolving these issues, and then charting a way forward for the country. And then the mover of the motion, who has been an eyewitness to the derailment, distinguished Senator Ide Dafinone. So I think this is okay, but the chairman, you have a right to call up anybody that you think has enough information to enable you to do your work within the chambers to join you. Your report is expected in 4 weeks at most. It's a very serious issue. 4 weeks. Is that the wish of the Senate? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. So please, in 4 weeks. Very important.
And this is just the southern corridor. You look at the times of derailment, over 11 derailments from 2023 to date. We're not even comparing the derailment of the northern corridor between Abuja and Kaduna. This is the summary, the tragic summary, Mr. President, of Nigeria as a nation that seeks development. Billions have been spent to construct these lines with the intention of bringing succor to our people. If you look at the road infrastructure in Nigeria and the nature of it, it was a welcome development when the then government of the day began to nurse this idea of railway construction. But Mr. President, ab initio, from the beginning of that project to the completion of that project, we have not, as a country, we have not taken into consideration what went into that project first and foremost, and whether or not the lines laid were the top range lines that we've seen in other climes. If you compare the amount of money spent on railways in Nigeria between 2019 to date and other clients, Mr. Senate President, you will now know that we are not moving an inch. Mr. President, this is a huge indictment to even the National Assembly as an entity. How long, how many times have our committees actually take time to oversight some of these projects? This is about the 11th derailment. Have we had any report except today by a committee that is solely to oversight this project? Mr. President, the answer is no. Also, this is an indictment to various anti-graft agencies that we have in this country. The quantum of money spent and the terrible tragic derailments that happens day in, day out. Mr. President, nobody seems to care about it. It's costing lives, it's costing property, it's costing a lot of money. Tell me, how do we get another money to do these lines again? Considering the fact that all the two lines, the southern corridor, the northern corridor, money were borrowed to do it. But Mr. President, our bureaucrats, our experts compromise the standards. Look at Abuja, Kaduna, every 1-2 months. Nothing works. Even the escalators in the railway stations, they don't work. Nobody cares whether it works or not. So certainly this is a very sad development, and I don't know where we are going as a nation if we continue to borrow money. We didn't use petroleum money or any other money to develop these lines. We borrowed money from Chinese, and yet this is a tragedy we are harvesting. I think, Mr. President, we have to be more serious. We have to be more focused. Those who are responsible, the agencies, the railway agencies, the Ministry of Transport, must come to account. Because we can't just allow all these things to be happening. A lot of times they say, President has created ministry and created ministers. And the president cannot do all these things at a time because there are agents that are saddled with this responsibility.